The moment my lips gently touched my wife's cheek at the company dinner, the room didn't burst into laughter like he expected. Instead, it went completely still. For the terrifying second, no one moved. Not even the waiter holding a tray of champagne. He pulled back in confusion, forcing awkward smile, ready to apologize for the clumsy moment. Then he saw her eyes fill with pure panic. Not embarrassment. Fear, she whispered. You shouldn't have done that. So softly he almost didn't hear it. That's when my stomach sank. A simple kiss shouldn't cause terror. Something was terribly wrong and everyone seemed to feel it instantly. For context, my wife Maya and he had been married for 6 years. Both working at the same mid-sized tech company downtown. He managed operations. She worked in marketing. We usually avoided public affection at work events, but that night felt special. He had just landed a promotion with a bonus we desperately needed to pay off for Carlon. We planned to celebrate latte with cheap sushi in a movie. Tonight is about us. She had texted earlier. He believed her. He wore the suit she loved. She wore the blue dress he bought her last anniversary. Everything seemed perfect. Our relationship wasn't flawless, but it was steady. We had routine. Morning coffee at 7h15, gym on Wednesday, grocery shopping on Sunday. Lately too, Maya had grown distant. She guarded her phone, stepped outside for calls, and stayed late at work without clear reason. When he asked, she said, Campus season is crazy. He trusted her because trusting was easier than doubting. Still, he noticed little things. Shorter reply, cancelled dinner, a strange cologne scent in her car. He brushed it all as it, blaming stress. That Daniel wouldn't me. The company dinner took place at a rooftop restaurant overlooking the river. The CEO gave speech, manager toasted, and everyone relaxed. He kept glancing at Maya, hoping to catch her smile. She barely looked up, focused on her phone under the table. He leaned in and joked. Texting your secret admiré. She forced a log. Just work stuff. Relax. Her tone felt sharp. Latte, when the music softened and people began mingling, he thought a quick affectionate kiss would lighten the mood. He had no idea it would blow everything apart. After that frozen moment, whispers spread across the table. He noticed our marketing director, Eric, staring at us with a strange mix of guilt and danger. Earlier, he had seen him talking closely with Maya near the bar, their head nearly touching. He brushed it off a networking. Now, it replayed in my mind like a warning in your head. Maya avoided my eyes, gripping her glass so tightly her knuckle turned white. What is going on? He asked quietly. She shook her head. Not here. That answer tightened my chest even more. My phone buzzed. A message from an unknown number appeared. You deserve the truth. Check her email. My head slammed against my rib. He looked up and cocked Eric quickly turning away, pretending to scroll his phone. Coincidence? Maybe. He leaned toward Maya. Did you give someone my number? She snapped. Stop interrogating me. People nearby were clearly listening now. The tension had shifted from awkward to electric. He stepped onto the balcony, pretending to take a call, and opened my work email app, searching Maya's shared folder. What he found made Maya tremble. There were forwarded threads between Maya and Eric labeled budget alignment. The subject looked boring, but the message weren't. He ate into him, but he can't stop thinking about us. After the conference trip, everything changed. My vision blurred. He remembered that trip. She'd come home late, exhausted, and unusually quiet. When she joined me outside, he asked, what happened at the conference? She whispered, please don't do this now. Then tell me when, he said. She said nothing. And that silence screamed louder than any confession. Inside, the CEO called everyone together for a group toast. He returned to the table, numb, replaying the message in my mind. Maya leaned in. We can talk at home. No, he said calmly. We talk now. Maya shook, but my voice didn't. Suddenly, Eric stood up, grabbing his jacket as if to leave. That confirmed everything. He slowly raised my glass. Before we toast, he need clarity. The room fell silent. Maya whispered urgently. Please don't. He looked straight at Eric. Did you and my wife have an affair during the conference? He froze mid-step, his face drained of color. Maya jumped up, knocking her chair backward. This is unfair, she said loudly. What is unfair? He replied. Is lié to me for month. All eyes were on us. Phone lowered discreetly. After a long pause, Eric sighed. It wasn't planned. It just happened. Gasp filled the room. Maya covered her face. He never wanted it to come out like this. A strange calm washed over me. The truth was finally out. Ugly and undeniable. The kiss hadn't caused the betrayal. It had revealed it. Then came the real shock. Our CEO stepped forward, furious. Eric, you were suspended effective immediately. Murmurs spread across the hall. He thought that was the end, but Maya suddenly blurted. It wasn't just emotional. Everyone froze. Et promised me a promotion. That it harder than anything else. It wasn't just en affaire. It was leverage. He stared at her. So, he was your backup plan? She cried. He was scared of being stuck. That explanation shattered everything he believed about our marriage. It wasn't just betrayal. It was all calculated. Security escorted Eric out. The dinner ended early with guests leaving in stunned silence. Maya tried to grab my arm. Let's go home, she begged. He pulled away and said, I need space. He drove alone, Maya shaking on the steering wheel, replaying every memory, every missed warning. At home, he packed a bag and slept on couch. Around 2h14 du matin, she texted, I'll do anything to fix this. He replied simply, the truth would have helped earlier. That night, he realized love can exist alongside deception, and that realization was devastating. The following week was brutal. HR launched an investigation. Maya was placed on probation and stripped of her leadership role. She cried daily, saying, he ruined everything. He attended therapy session alone, trying to understand why he ignored the red flags. Friends took side, some saying couple deserve second chance, others telling me to leave. He made with a lawyer to understand my option, not because he wanted revenge, but because he needed stability. Financially, separating would be difficult, but emotionally staying felt heavier. Each night, he lay awake asking himself if trust could ever be rebuilt after such public humiliation. Eventually, Maya and he had an honest conversation. No yelling, no excuse. She admitted feeling insecure, craving validation, and choosing the wrong path. He told her love without respect. We agreed on a trial separation. She moved to her sister's place. The apartment felt quite peaceful. He focused on work, exercise, and reconnecting with friends he had neglected. Slowly, my confidence returned. He stopped checking her message and stopped replaying Udine scene. Healing wasn't quick, but it was real. For the first time in months, he felt control over my own story again. 3 months later, HR concluded the case. Eric was terminated. Maya resigned voluntarily, unable to face office environment. She asked to meet for closure. We sat at the same cafe where we once planned vacation. She said, I'm sorry I hurt you. He replied, I forgive you, but I won't forget. We signed the divorce papers shortly after.